Over 15,000 years ago, a tribe from the Algonquin people of Native America experienced something horrifying. A group of men went out hunting in the harsh winters. The storms picked up and two of the men became separated from the group for a long time. They were starving and going to die if they did not eat soon. So one of the men decided he had no choice left, and his mind snapped. He killed the other man and ate him entirely. Nothing was left. This action went against the ancient teachings that say human flesh can never be consumed by another human. So the man who ate the other man immediately became possessed by the spirit of the Wendigo, causing him to morph into a disgusting creature and gain the insatiable hunger for human flesh. So he was forever always eating and always starving, with nothing he could do. Okay, so before we start, I want to get a few things straight. Number one, that story I told you is just a legend. Probably. To some people, it might be all too real. Anyway, the second thing I wanted to clarify is what a Wendigo looks like. For example, this is not a traditional Wendigo. They don't really look like this. I think a lot of people get Wendigos confused with skinwalkers, another Native American legend, or the Yinaldushi, yet another legend, both similar, sort of similar to the Wendigo, but not the same. In fact, the most accurate representation of what a Wendigo is actually comes from the video game Until Dawn, would you believe? I mean, just listen to a description from an actual Ojibwe teacher. Wow, definitely butchered that name. Ojibwe is a dialect and a tribe from the Algonquin people, by the way. He described the Wendigo like this, quote, "The Wendigo was gaunt to the point of emaciation, its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones, with its bones pushing out against its skin, its complexion the ash grey of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into their sockets. The Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton, recently disinterred from the grave. What lips it had were tattered and bloody, unclean and suffering from suppurations of flesh. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odour of decay and decomposition, of death and corruption." That gave me literal chills. Wait, never mind, I just left the fridge open. As you can see, the Until Dawn depiction is pretty accurate, but they're probably not real, right? Well, it just so happens my next section covers just that. Okay, so we got rid of some of the misconceptions about Wendigos and also identified what they look like. And if you can't tell, Wendigos might be my favourite paranormal entity ever. I like them a lot. Like, a lot. So I went out in search of these things called fruns. Friends? Apparently you can make fruns, but my oven was broken, so I did what I usually do and went on the internet to research this video. And when researching this video, I decided to see if I could find some information on Wendigos from real people, which is when I stumbled upon the most amazing place on the internet ever, aka the subreddit r/Wendigo. And when I say the most amazing place ever, I am not even joking or hyping it up. It is the greatest place alive. These people are my soulmates. Now, you might be wondering, but Octaps, why is it the greatest place alive? Well, it just happens I've prepared a fantastic presentation on some of my favourite comments from the forum. Please enjoy my presentation. Away we Wendigo. I need a new job, I'm gonna quit. What would some signs of turning be? The one I call Oakley collects and stacks skulls. Great job, Oakley, have a sticker. Yes, Wendigos do in fact dig dens. I am one myself, and lots live around my house. Those are just dogs. And of course, if I don't post again, I'm most likely dead. Damn, F in the chat to you. And my personal favourite. I used to love them, but now they appear in my dreams and mess with me, saying things like, come here or something. Then if I get close, they just rip out my heart and kill me. To which someone responded to this comment with, hey, it's your dream, so dream of an AK-47 extended mag with silver bullets and light it up. I think that was the worst thing anyone's ever put onto the internet. Just next section, put the next section on. So, aside from some people on the internet, my soulmates, we can determine that Wendigos probably aren't real. Probably. While I've said probably a lot in this video, I should probably stop. Anyway, to most people, they are a scary legend that have some great stories, but are just that, stories. I mean, I believe in them, but it's me, like, come on, what did you expect? But there is an actual basis behind their existence. By this I don't mean the creature itself is real, but the actions of it are. I am of course talking about the culture-bound syndrome, Wendigo psychosis. It's the name of the video, wow! Now you're probably wondering, what is a culture-bound syndrome? Well, go Google it. I'm kidding, I'm obviously going to tell you what it is, you silly Billy. A culture-bound syndrome is defined briefly as a culture-specific syndrome or disease that is only experienced by a specific culture or society. Essentially, that means that it's a psychiatric disorder only experienced by a specific culture or society. For example, in this case, Wendigo psychosis is only experienced by certain Native American tribes, aka their culture and society. This is not to be confused with geographically localized diseases such as Kuru or sleeping sickness, nor should it be confused with genetic conditions linked to certain populations. This is different, okay? So now that we have that out of the way, we can go deeper into what Wendigo psychosis actually is. In simple terms, it's a psychological disorder that causes Native American people to have an insatiable craving for human flesh, even when other food sources are nearby. So like rabies except psychological, and you want to eat people rather than drink. So, nothing like rabies then, huh? The idea of it is here then, but the history is a lot more twisted, taking me straight onto my next topic. Now, prepare yourself, as the history and investigation of this culture-bound psychological disorder is thick as hell. I think we should begin with a man named Swift Runner. Now don't click off this video to go ask your parents why you don't have such a badass name. Wait till the end of the video, then go ask. Swift Runner's story goes that in the year 1878, in a harsh winter, Swift Runner's eldest son died. So he ate the rest of his family. Like, the whole thing. This man had a straight up mukbang in which he ate his wife and his 5 kids, so in total he ate 6 people. Something to note is that there were supplies of food about 25 miles away, and he could have gotten to it without having to eat 6 whole people. Like, what? The second story is about Jack Fiddler, a man who reportedly hunted and cured others of Wendigoism, Wendigoitis? Wendigo-rona? Who knows? He killed one of these supposed Wendigos and was tried and convicted of murder and subsequently executed. All of these stories caught a lot of anthropologists' eyes. An anthropologist, if you don't know, is basically someone that studies a culture's existence, history and life and how they live, although there are multiple branches of the profession. The thing that caught their eye though is that as the culture Wendigo psychosis was found and disappeared, so did the disorder itself, which seemed to back up its existence as nobody outside of them experienced it, and as they died, so did the disorder. However, they did find multiple problems with the disorder's existence as well, leading me on to my next point. Although there seems to be evidence that Wendigo psychosis exists, there are also plenty of things that make it seem less real. One of the things people studying this found was that a lot of people had heard of this psychosis, but not many people had met someone suffering with it. But then again, how could you? You were probably already a snack for them. Back on topic. On top of this, the most documented case we have comes from J.E. Sweden, who found a woman who, quote, seemed rational, because she did not want to eat human flesh, only kill people out of fear that they would attack her. Very rational, if I do say so myself. This is the most documented case of anything like Wendigo psychosis being experienced in Native American culture. And yet it does not match the description of Wendigo psychosis at all. This evidence makes it seem a lot less real. Which takes me on to my conclusion. So, this is the conclusion then. It's all up to your own opinions, really. There is evidence to suggest that Wendigo psychosis is real. There's evidence to suggest Wendigos themselves are real. And there is evidence to suggest neither of these things exist. Cannibalism is a real thing, though. Make no mistake about that. So the likelihood of something similar existing is very probable, as cannibalism has been experienced and seen all over the world. So much, in fact, that I actually wanted to do a section on it in this video. But that's turned into a whole video in itself. And I do believe that if you believe something, it's real. So, Wendigo psychosis, you will forever remain a debated mystery. I'm kind of peckish though. I wonder what I have to eat. Hello, this is Octaps. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please click the subscribe button, and the notification bell, and the like button. But your fingers all worn out. And if you hated it, click the dislike button and tell me what went wrong. This video was actually super fun to make and had some really disturbing but funny topics in it. In fact, I got so much information on cannibalism that now I can make an entire video on it. So look forward to that as well. Anyway, thanks for watching and bye!